Welcome to Foundations of Teaching for Learning. This is week 4, Putting Curriculum to Work, Lecture 2, Designing Learning Activities. Curriculum is said as the sum total of learning experiences aimed at enhancing student achievement. If that is the case, let's start thinking about what kind of learning experiences will bring student achievement and what kind of context or learning activities will provide the learning experiences that we are thinking about, and what kind of learning activities will bring that enriching experience that will come to the point where students feel that they have successfully learned something that we are offering. Talking about learning experiences, as teachers, I think it's always good if we could ask ourselves to what extent it is purposeful, it is continuous, it's interactive and integrating. Here in this slide, you will see Wheeler has given 5 points to ponder upon. Based on these 5 points, you can ask yourself whether your learning activities that you are creating match with this criteria given by Wheeler. When we are designing learning activities, there are many factors that can be taken into account. There are also many criteria that can be used in designing learning activities. In this slide, you see a number of images giving many examples of creating learning activities. Let's take a look at the one on fun. When we create learning activities, do we focus on the factor called fun? Do we think about providing fun-filled experiences for our students? And we can also think about the variety. Do we provide not only the indoor experiences, but also experiences outside? Do we create outdoor activities that can involve students in many ways? Talking about criteria for learning activities, it is always good for us to ask ourselves, are the learning activities that I've created valid, comprehensive, suitable, and relevant to what I'm teaching? And am I providing the variety the students they need? And do I have certain pattern in my teaching activities through which students can follow and understand what I'm delivering? Here in this slide, you will see 8 examples of learning activities. Again, you may want to ask yourself, are the activities that you are creating giving opportunity for students to explore, find out, experiment, investigate, search, question, and so on? Or are you just merely repeating, reciting, drilling what you have done all this while? So there are a number of ways in which we could create learning activities, and ask yourself where you are at this point. The next question that is related to the learning activities that we talked about earlier is, how do I make these culturally and contextually appropriate for my students? This is something very important for every teacher to pay attention to, especially when we have students with diverse needs in the class, coming from multicultural backgrounds, so they come with different experiences. As teachers, it's very important for us to pay attention to what they bring with them and try to match the learning activities with their experiences so there can be maximum learning happening in the class. We have come to the final part of this lesson today. With a colleague of yours, you may want to ask, what criteria do I use when designing learning experiences for my students? How do I use those criteria when evaluating students' learning experiences? To what extent are students aware of and use those criteria themselves? Think about these questions, and I shall see you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.